So to start and talk about Application Manager tonight, this is the platform that we use when online applications do come in. And we're doing this in conjunction with the Mayflower Council's 2022 marketing campaign to educate our public and potential members about scouting, especially Cub Scouts, in alignment with Joint Scouting Day, which is coming up in September on September 10th. The campaign that was instituted by the council provides for leads to come in that will be forwarded to new unit coordinators in each particular pack or troop. And it's crucial to our success that every unit, including yours, is ready. We're going to educate and generate leads from interested families. However, it is up to you as the unit to close the sale. And you've probably heard us talk about this a lot. We are transitioning to online applications as of next Monday, which is August 1st, 2022. And we're going to go through this process from start to finish. We're going to talk about how to approve applications. We're even going to show you how to transfer when it's time to Webelos to Scout transitions, or maybe you have a Scout in your program that is moving and they're going to a new troop in their new town. We're going to show you how to do that as well. But it is important to let you know that we are transitioning as of next Monday to online youth applications. Adult applications, that platform will be implemented at some point later on throughout this year, but it's not quite ready yet. So we're only transitioning to youth online applications as of next Monday. And we've explained this in a couple of different times before, but it is important to repeat if you've been on any of our other programs. Online applications are easy to send using Information Manager and easy for people to find on your beascout.org pin. And we're going to show you that in just a minute. Information using the online application is imported into your unit's roster and scout book within 24 to 48 hours of entry and processing. So it avoids delays in having to send it to the office and for us to send it to data processing. So this gets this done a lot easier, and it reduces the amount of errors that could happen because the parents enter their own information. So we don't have a lot of data processing issues, and payment for national and council fees are collected using this platform as well. So what I want to do really quick, before we talk about the roles, I do want to jump into beascout.org. Let's do that real quick. And we are going to go and just pick a random zip code, and we're going to find a unit. And the beginning of this process starts right here, and I just started talking about it a little bit. When somebody goes and looks up a Cub Scout pack or a Boy Scout troop, and they want to find the one that's near them, there are a couple of options here. And as you can see, I'm looking in the Cohasset area right now. And when you take a look, you've got the different units, you've got their website, you've got a little information here, and all of this can be customized. In fact, as professionals for the council, we are available to help you if you're having trouble trying to maneuver and figure out how to adjust the information that is on your Be a Scout pin. You can contact us and we're glad to help you out. But when somebody clicks that Apply Now button, they are sent over to a online application that can be filled out. And we're just going to walk through some of this here. And, you know what, we'll just put me in. Why not? Oops. And I'm not going to fill out all of this, but I am going to fill out some of the important stuff here just to show you what a parent goes through. Whoops, do this here. Oops, let me try doing this here. There we go. And as you can see, it's a lot of pull down menus and quick responses that can be put in here. I can put my address in. and we're not going to submit this, but I'm just going to show you exactly what the parents fill out as part of this process. Asks about the guardian information, so you'll fill that in as well. Put your contact information in here, and the adult partner, as we know with Cub Scouts and Tiger Cubs in particular, they do require an adult partner, so it does ask that question. There is some information here, some terms and conditions that are filled out. And then they move on to where the fees are. And we did a whole seminar the other night on fees and dues and how to collect it and how it's paid. We do encourage you to check the membership page on our website, because we will have that seminar up as well in the next 24 hours. But they can pay the national and council fees right through this platform, and they'll enter their information there. And the application will not be processed until the payment is placed. So they have to pay before we'll even take the application and be able to start the process. So hypothetically, I would enter in my information here and hit place order, and the application would be submitted. There would be a couple of automatic emails that were sent out to them, like a receipt. And at that point, you as the unit leader, when you log into my.scouting, would have a screen like this, okay? I pulled up a different pack here just for the sake of examples here. This runs on a 90-day cycle, meaning when applications are received, they have to be processed within 90 days. Now, obviously, an application being received to your unit is considered, in our world, to be completed. So they're now a member of your pack or troop, and you would go in to accept them. And you can see what this looks like here, and I'll go through some of this and we'll repeat some of it in a few minutes. It tells you how many applications were received in the past 90 days for your pack, how many of them are in process, how many of them are closed. Now, if they're closed, we don't really do too many things with closed because we consider them to be completed when they are submitted. And in your summary, you do have some statuses here. The one that you're generally always going to see is pending acceptance. And if you hit view, you'll see that our two boys here are waiting to be approved. And we'll actually open one of them up in a minute so you can take a look here. And you can see that Truman has applied, and basically it's up to the unit leader to go in and approve it. So that's kind of how this whole process works. In the rare instance where, and maybe it's been 7 to 10 days, the application is sent back to the council for reassignment. And basically all we do is ping it back to you again. And what we'll do at that point is also send you a reminder email that you do need to approve the application. So you wouldn't have to worry about too much other than that. But that's how this all works as an overview. But let's jump back into our slideshow here because there's some things to talk about. The roles. When it comes to application manager, there are only 3 roles that can do actions, okay? If you start down the bottom here and you look, new member coordinators are only allowed read-only access. So they can see everything, but they cannot approve or accept or reject, in some cases, applications. The ones that can approve them are the charter organization representative, the designee, which you would have to let the council know that you have a designee, your committee chair, and your unit leader, whether it's a Cub Master, Scout Master, crew advisor, skipper, post advisor, or club sponsor. Those are the ones that can approve applications when they do come in. As you notice here, the committee chair is the only one. Actually, I'm sorry, unit leader, they all 3 actually can review or reject. So why would you reject an application? If maybe somebody filled out the wrong application and they're in 4th grade but they filled out a Scouts BSA application. That's the only reason why you would probably reject a youth application, or at least that's what we would hope. So to find application manager, and I didn't show you this part, but we'll walk through it. You're going to log into my.scouting.org. You're going to go to menu, and you're going to go under your unit name and select application manager. It's pretty easy. And again, I showed you the dashboard live, but we'll walk through this here. This says 60 days, but our platform is set up for 90 days. The top section of the dashboard gives you an overview about application processing statistics over the last 90 days. The summary section is going to tell you about the statuses, and we've talked about that. This little graph over here on the right will tell you how much time those applications have actually been sitting. So it's really important that when you get that email notification that you jump right in and actually approve them. It doesn't take that long. And as we said, the quicker you approve them, the quicker they're going to be on your roster, and the quicker they're also going to appear in Scout books so that you can keep track of advancement. So when we look at, and you're looking at a screen view here that has a bunch of different ones here, but we're going to focus on Truman here for a minute. A couple of things you need to know. You can tell Truman's a youth by the baseball cap silhouette here. You're going to see the name. This little stopwatch is going to tell you how many days that application's been sitting. You're going to see pending acceptance. You're going to see the district, the unit type, and you're going to see if it's a boy pack or a family pack, or if you look up here at the top here, the troop, you can see if it's a boy pack, a boy troop or a girl troop, okay? I'm going to go over all this information here about the T and the M in a few minutes, but that just gives you an overview about what you're looking at. So you can also see the overview about the applicant. You can see their name, you can see their pending acceptance, you can see the dues that they've selected and how long they're going to be a member of your unit. You're also going to be able to view things like you'll be able to view their application. So you can see what the parent filled in. You'll be able to see it all in full. You'll also be able to look at what they paid. And there's also a section here for notes. And we talked about this with Invitation Manager, but I'll talk about it with Application Manager as well. If there's something that is worth noting about this application, maybe you're rejecting it back to council, that's the spot where you want to let us know why it's being rejected. Youth is not in the appropriate grade level for our unit. It's probably the most popular one you're going to encounter. But down the bottom here, you're going to have application actions, okay? You're going to have an accept button, a reassign button, or a do not accept button. And you guys see that at the bottom of your screen. You'll also be able to, as I said, look at the application and check that information off. So we talked about that. If you receive an application you cannot accommodate the youth, hit reassign and make sure again that you add the notes, and you'll get a pop-up window that will ask you for the reason for reassignment. And it's basically for reporting purposes. But again, using the notes to let us know exactly how or why you're rejecting an application is going to help us be able to guide that person in the proper manner. So for example, let's say you do reject it and we reassign it to another pack or troop. The really cool thing about this is the system automatically sends an email to the parent saying, listen, we know you applied for troop 1, but your child is actually only eligible to be in pack 22. So we're sending your application over to pack 22. So the parent is in the loop about exactly everything that's going on with regard to the application as well. So we talked a little bit about how to approve an application, but what happens when it comes time for your Webelos to transition over to Scouts BSA? Or maybe you have a Scouts BSA member that is deciding to transition to venturing, and they're transitioning out of the troop and into venturing. It's a really simple thing. You're going to go into my.scouting.org. You're going to pull up your roster. So under your unit, you also have a roster button that you can pull, and it's going to pull up all your all of the members, adult and children, of your pack or troop. You're going to be able to select the one you want to transfer under the roster icon, and you're going to be able to hit transfer. And then what you're going to do on the next screen is you're going to pick the unit type, the unit number, and it's going to send the application in. And if we backtrack here for a sec, I want to, let me finish the process here. You get a confirmation screen that'll tell you you're transferring from, you're transferring to. I know that it's very faded here. This was a screenshot that we got from National. And you can hit the transfer button. And what happens is, I want to go back here for a minute to show you. Let's find it here. Okay. So after you transfer it, when you go into the dashboard, you're going to see, if you look at Jackson Green right here, you're going to see pending acceptance. You're going to see a T. T means that they have transferred from another unit. And when you look at the application and you open it up, you're going to see, you can see in this red box here, you're going to see the transfer box. It's going to tell you where they transferred from. Now, you can transfer from pack to troop. You can also transfer within units. So, for example, let's say they move. Okay, they decide that they're moving to a different area within the council. You can actually ask the parent what troop, what pack or troop are they going to be going to in Sudbury, hypothetically. And we find out that they're going to pack 65 in Sudbury. You can select that. When they get that, it's going to say transfer from pack 1 and transfer to pack 65. Okay. So when you see this, there are 8 easy steps, 8 of them, to actually accept a transferred or multiple scout. We're going to talk about multiple scouts in a minute. What are the key 3? And again, the key 3 being your charter organization rep, your committee chair, or your unit leader is going to go into my.scouting.org. They're going to go into the menu and click application manager. They're going to go to the unit scout receiving the transfer or adding the multiple and click. They hit pending acceptance, click on the username and hit accept. And then you check your roster and allow 24 to 48 hours for the scout to appear in Scout Book. So let's talk about multiples real quick. So for those of you that don't know what a multiple is, and this actually applies more towards our older programs. For Scouts BSA, you can have a scout that might be in Scouts BSA, but they also might join Sea Scouting or Venturing. And they could be members of multiple unit types, okay? So they can be a member of your pack or troop, but they also might, their troop, but they can also be a member of maybe a sea ship, or depending on their grade, they might be a member of the troop, but they also might be a member of the Explorer Post. So what happens is, to add them as a multiple, it's the same process as when you are, when you are trying to transfer them. You would create them as a multiple, and what happens is it comes over with an M, okay? And when you open it up, it's going to say a multiple from Troop 57, and you're going to accept it in the same manner as a transfer scout. You're going to go into Application Manager, click on Pending Acceptance under the status. You're going to click the youth. You're going to accept them. And again, you're going to check your roster within 24 to 48 hours to make sure they've been added. And that's really all there is to it with this particular process here. As I said, this only applies to youth applications at this time. There have been a lot of questions about adult applications. And as of the date of this recording, which is July 26, 2022, our platform is not quite ready yet. When it is ready, we will be hosting trainings to be able to do that. Well, thank you for attending tonight's workshop. I hope you found this information helpful in preparing for Joint Scouting Day. And moving forward with your pack or troop. My name is Rob DeFazio with the Mayflower Council. If you have any questions, you may email me at robd@mayflowerbsa.org or call my extension at 508-217-4623. Once again, thank you for attending tonight and for your continued commitment to your pack or troop in the Mayflower Council.